So, if you want to write a book, the solution is actually very simple. I have published 10 books in the last 5 years, and there's a clear difference that separates the achievers versus the dreamers. And this isn't me insulting you in any way, this is just how it functions as a system, because writing a book is a system. Outline the skeleton of what your story is about. Be relatively vague, but solid enough that you know where the overall plot structure is going to go, what you want, certain elements, like ideas you have in your head of a reaction during the final boss battle and the climax, where things are looking rocky and one guy might die and then he awakens a new power. Things like that are stuck in your head that you want to be part of your book, write them down. Don't worry about them. Outline the skeleton and do the first 2 chapters while you plot. Then, to be honest, wing it. Write the book. You can't edit a blank page. Most importantly, abandon the ideas for now for any other parts of the book, the series, where you want the series to go. Write a standalone book and develop it into a series later, after you're done your first draft. The most important writing advice I could give anybody is your first draft is just you telling yourself the story. Nobody else is going to read it. It's not for their eyes. And importantly, if you actually want to write a book, make it part of your everyday. Set small, realistic, and attainable goals. Write 10 words. Write for 5 minutes. Write today's date. Just open your computer and sit there, because very often you'll find the hardest part is just getting started. So if you're already there, more than likely most people are going to put some work in. It can seem daunting. I write short story novellas between 30,000 and 50,000 words. Heck, I think one of my books has like 20-something thousand words. Don't worry about what the industry standard is. Write the book you would like to read. I personally like short story novellas with bold fonts, so it's easier to read with a paperback. But don't worry whether it makes sense, whether it sounds good. Just write it. You'll edit that out. You'll have to do 50 revisions. You'll hire editors once you get going. You'll pay for cover art. It becomes something that is important. But more importantly, I guess I've already said that, but shut up. The most important part of your aspect and your career as a writer and author is your public-facing brand. More than your writing, people care about you. You have to give them a reason to want to support you. Writing the book is just secondary. For the most part, people don't care about you. No one's going to care about your book. They're not going to care how well it was written because they don't even know it exists. But naturally, as you write more and more books, you get better and better. Your skill grows. Plotting out the entire structure of your book and attaching too much pressure to actually completing and what people will think and how good it is flies directly in the face of the creative process. An artist, someone that paints, does not think, oh, this painting is going to be crap. They learn because they do it anyway. And I think specifically on authors, there's a lot of criticism amongst the writing community, especially if you hang out in book spaces, which is why I decided to hang out in the political space, because it's infinitely less toxic than the writing community can be, but also the writing community can be amazingly supportive. Either way, you're going to have to develop a thick skin if you want to be involved publicly in any way. You can't control what people think about you or your book online. It's just part of the territory. I personally do not like Stephen King. I find his writing to be massively info-dumpy. He'll take 33 pages to write about a single tree. But that's the thing. Stephen King doesn't give two shits what I think. And he is one of, if not the most successful fucking author. But it's the same thing with anything in life. Writing a book. No matter what you do, people are going to criticize it. No matter what you do, people are going to support it. Your book could mean the world to somebody, and for anyone in life that wants to achieve a dream, to actually achieve something they set out to do. Do what you can, put your best foot forward, and learn. So what if you write a shitty book that's absolute dog shit? There's nothing wrong with writing a shitty book. By the way, everybody, go buy my shitty books. Links in my profile. Or you can search author Devin J. Parker on Amazon. But that's the thing. After everything that I've learned, where I'm at now, I have 10 books under my belt, nonfiction and fiction. I've discovered my strengths. I've discovered my weaknesses. I am much better at writing nonfiction than I am fiction. But I love fiction. So I'm going to do it anyway. And I'm going to develop that skill. And I will write my fourth, well, technically fifth, fiction book. And this time, I'm going to write that story that I've had in my head since I was a little kid. I've held back because I thought, I need to develop my skill. I want it to be good. This story, I want to be one that makes millions. $1 million idea is only worth $1 million when you make $1 million. And me worrying about whether it's perfect, whether it's the right time, means that I will never write that story that made me become an author in the first place. That story that means more to me than almost anything else in my life. And that's it right there. If you want it, do it. Who cares if it's good? You can get better and fix it. You can if that story is important to you. I wouldn't recommend it, but you could, in theory, write 1,000 different versions of the same story you want to tell until it gets popular, till it gets good, blah, blah, blah. You can't plagiarize yourself. Now, obviously, in that scenario, you want to change quite a few elements of it to prevent, you being seen as just republishing the same book over and over again, because that isn't allowed. And now I'm rambling, so I'm going to shut up. Don't worry about it. Just do what you can. Write 10 words today. Make it part of your everyday. Write 10 words tomorrow. I highly doubt you're going to write just 10 words. And, like I said in the previous video, find a random picture online and write a stupid, silly story with that. Get the creative juices flowing, and I'm never using that term again.